welcome back to my channel. Chloe here, Frizz & Frills. Super excited to have you here, per usual. But we are here to talk about the blonde mane and how we make sure that it stays healthy. Because if you guys didn't know, I'm a natural brunette. Go figure. So it actually took me about a year to get to this level of blonde. So I want to talk to you guys about how I made sure that I did that over that time period, and I made sure to keep my curls really healthy. It's a question that you guys ask me seriously all the time. It pops up in my DMs 24/7. So I figured I might as well tell you guys my 5 key factors to ensuring that we keep our blonde curls healthy. Personally, I love blonde. I used to play around with my hair color all the time. I'm a natural brunette, like I said, but I tried, I tried like purples, I tried reds, I tried a mix all thereof, but I really have learned that I like blonde. I think it fits my personality. I also really like the way it photographs. It shows the curl pattern really well. As you guys can see, there's just so much more, I think, dimension with it. So that's why I've decided to stick with blonde for a little while. But with that, you have to make sure that you keep the curls healthy. You do not want your curls to look fried. You do not want them to look tattered and dry and split ends, and just blonde can go really bad really quickly. So that's why I'm here, to tell you guys exactly what we need to do in order to keep our blonde curls healthy. So let's begin. Also, let me just put a little disclaimer in here. I am not claiming to be an expert in any way, shape, or form on hair health. I have not gone to school for this. This is just things that I have picked up and I have learned in my time being a curly girl, and I want to share that with the world and with you guys, because there were not a lot of things for me to figure it out. So it took me a long time to figure out how to do this. Okay, this was went through a lot of bad times with these girls, but I still stuck through it. Okay, so I'm hoping to make this easier on you guys by telling you what I find works, and that's what we're doing here today. First and foremost, it all starts at the salon, okay? The salon is where you are going to make sure that whoever's doing your color and who's doing that lifting and that bleaching is doing it properly. Y'all, I can't even explain. My poor stylist, bless her freaking heart, Emily, I love you. Thank you, because her and I spend 5 hours at the salon every 2 to 3 months. Her and I eat dinner together. We've got to know each other really well, but she is my diva stylist, and she is also my colorist, and she takes the time to do my curls properly. And it is so important, because if that stylist is trying to rush the process, you're going to see those results. It's going to look rushed. Your curls are not going to maintain their health. We want to do it slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race, okay? So how do we make sure that happens? Number one, make sure, ask them, what kind of products are you using? What's your plan in lifting my curl? Personally, I would recommend not going from basically like this to this in the matter of one sitting. You're probably going to have a lot of damage if you do that. So my recommendation would be to spread it out over maybe like 3 to 6 times. If you're going from extremely dark and you're wanting extremely light, take the time. You know, don't rush it. You don't want to ruin all the work that you do to get these curls where you want them. So, you know, spread it out. Do highlights. I personally only do highlights. So that would be my recommendation there. My stylist, Emily, she uses all Goldwell products. She swears by them. She absolutely loves them because Goldwell really prides themselves on health of the hair first and foremost. So I appreciate that. It's the only thing that's actually touched my hair in probably 5 years for color. I might be a little biased, but I personally love it. My curl pattern has stayed beautiful the entire time, and I have done a lot of color. Let me tell you, it's been through the ringer of color. So, but I have always embraced my natural curl. I have never gone against it. So just know you can still color, you can still bleach, and your curl pattern will stay the same as long as you really trust the process. And you need to know that it's going to take time, and you're going to have to also put a little extra TLC into your curls, okay? So like you're not gonna be able to just like let them go and just like do whatever you want. I mean, you could. They're probably gonna be frizzy, and they're probably going to be a little damaged. So if you want them to stay nice and defined, and you want them to be like healthy and shiny, you're gonna have to do these steps. Numero uno, you have to start at the salon. So trust your stylist, really question what they're doing, ask them what their plan is, and tell them what you're looking for and how you're gonna do it the most healthy way possible, okay? Let's move on to number 2. So number 2, key ingredient to keeping your curls super healthy while you're going blonde: bonding treatments, okay? So these right here are the 2 that I have personally tried. Olaplex, number 1. You guys, I'm sure, have heard of Olaplex. It's huge in the curly community. It's huge in the blonde community. So if you've been doing any research on either of those, you've probably heard of this. Number 2 is FiberFix. I've also tried this. I don't personally think I like it quite as much as Olaplex, but it's also a really good option. So FiberFix is by Fanola. We're going to talk more about Fanola here in a little bit, but Olaplex I want to talk about a little bit more. So Olaplex number 3 is their at-home bonding treatment. Okay, I'm just going to show that to you guys a little bit closer. Let's see if I can get that light. Okay, there we go. So this is the number 3 take-home treatment. So what's recommended for this is to do this once a week. Depending on where your hair health is, if you are coming from a place where you feel like you have extremely damaged hair, you're probably going to want to do this like 2 to 3 times a week, if not weekly at least. Personally, I feel like my curls are in a really good spot, so I use it every other wash just to help maintain. Olaplex is something that you can use in Salon. They have Salon-based products that only your stylist can actually buy because they are certified. Or they also have the treatments that are at home that you can buy at Sephora or on their website and things like that. So this is one of their take-homes. This one, I can't remember how much, I think it runs like $30. I have it linked in the description below. All these products that I'm talking about are all going to be linked below. So basically what the bonding treatment does, it is actually repairing and restoring your hair follicle to bring it back to its natural state. So when you are stripping and bleaching your hair to get it to that blonde state, you are stripping it of all of its natural goodness, okay? So that bonding treatment is going to help restore it and bring it back to its former glory, okay? So that's basically what bonding treatment does. It is an amazing, amazing product, and that is why it is second on my list as an absolute necessary step to maintaining your health for blonde curls. I also find that if I'm feeling like my curls are kind of some of them are maybe not curling the way I want to, and they're not bouncing back, and they're not being as fun and bouncy and vibrant as I normally like them to be, and some of them kind of start to turn into like the stringiness, or, you know, I style it, and then a few of the curls are just kind of like, meh. Like they're just not doing anything. So that's when I definitely know it's time to do a bonding treatment. Because if they're starting to get like that and they're losing that luster, it's time for a bonding treatment. Let's move on now to number 3. Okay, number three is deep conditioners, okay? I am a huge deep conditioner user. I use a deep conditioner every single time I wash because my hair needs literally all of the hydration, all of it. Just give it all to me. I need every bit of hydration that I can get because my curls, they just soak up any amount of moisture that they can get their little follicles on. It's ridiculous. I went years with what I now look back and think, what were you doing? You weren't hydrating your curls, because I was like, I thought, oh, you know, these hair products are they're so expensive. I need to use very little, you know, and like that was that's where my high school and college years. And now I realized I needed about like triple to quadruple about the products that I was using. Yeah, y'all, curly hair, it ain't cheap, but is worth it, don't you think? Let's talk about, first off, why you should deep condition. Moisturizing your curls is super insanely important, because if you don't moisturize, they're going to feel dry. They're going to feel brittle. If you've ever, a really good way to test if your hair is needing moisture, just like take a curl from your head. The way you can tell is if you take that curl, I'm not sure if you guys are gonna be able to see this, but it should stretch. This one's stretching, okay? So you guys can see it should stretch nice before it ever breaks. Now if I pull it really tight, okay, now it's gonna break. But that's a great way. If it pops right off the bat, your hair is in need of a deep conditioning treatment, okay? So that's a really great way to just test very fast if the next time you wash, you need a deep conditioning treatment, okay? So now let's talk about what deep conditioning, okay, which deep conditioning treatments I personally love the most. This is one that I've been using probably for the past couple years. It is the DevaCurl Melt Into Moisture. Ooh, that is reflective. There we go. Melt Into Moisture, okay? So basically this one is matcha butter conditioning mask, and y'all, it is so good. It is one of the ones that I always go right back to, straight from DevaCurl. You know this is like the queen of products. It ain't cheap, per usual. Go figure. Curly hair. The curly hair method is not cheap, period. But it is very clean, 100% sulfate, paraben, silicone free. This is just one of my good go-to tried and trues. Next, I was introduced, that's upside down, just kidding. Next is the Not Your Mother's. These come in single packs, but personally, I think one of these single packs can probably be used twice. There's a lot of product in here, especially if you don't, like, even for how much hair I have and how thick it is, I don't even need, I think, all of this. These are also curly girl friendly. You can get this apple. This is the matcha green tea and wild apple blossom. And so these are curly girl friendly. I have checked them. I talked about this and how to deep condition in one of my recent videos. I will link that here. But that is by far also one of my go-tos, and this one is really inexpensive. I think one of these packets is under $3. So, and these, they actually have a lot of different options for these, so you can try a few different ones and figure out which ones you like. I'll link all those here in the description as well, but these are amazing, they smell amazing, and they are 98% naturally derived, which is also incredible. Next up is the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair. Okay, now I only have the tiny one right now because I do not currently have in stock. In stock, guys. I seriously have like a legit hair care store, it feels like sometimes. But I don't have the big one, so I'm just going to show you guys the tiny one. It is the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair Deep Conditioning Mask. Okay, so that is what this looks like. This is just the baby one. The bigger one looks just the same, but bigger. And so this is also a overall very clean line. I love Briogeo. I love the Briogeo team. They are just absolutely amazing, and they create incredible products. Now, I would say Briogeo is on the same price point as DevaCurl. So they're a little bit on the more pricey end, but again, in my thoughts, it is a well worth it investment, especially for my hair care. And I also like their Briogeo's curly based line as well. The other one is Maui Moisture, and they actually have quite a few lines, but I'm going to talk about this Vanilla Bean Hair Butter. This one is a little bit newer to them, and y'all, I kid you not, it smells incredible. I'm just going to open it up because I really want to smell it right now. Oh, y'all. Okay, I had my sister over the other day, and she literally opens this up, and she goes, Chloe, I can't stop smelling it. I can't stop. She's like, it smells like homemade frosting. Like legit homemade frosting. It is so good, but it says right here, smooth and repair for frizzy and unruly hair. It is an incredible line, incredible product. Also very clean. So this one is no silicones, no parabens, no gluten, no SLS, no sulfactants. All right. No synthetic dye, no vegan, or no vegan. Yes, vegan. Yes, eco-friendly. Yes, pure coconut water, and yes, pure aloe juice. So aloe juice and coconut water are two of their main ingredients that they use all the time in Maui Moisture. So, yeah, overall, this is another fantastic deep conditioner product, and all of these here you could technically use in as like leave-ins, and I would recommend normally washing out about 50% of your deep conditioner and leave some of that in there for your styling, because you don't necessarily need to wash it 100% out. Now, it's going to depend on how thick your hair is and how moisturized you really need it, but for me personally, I like to just, and I link that video right up here. I'm not sure if it's up there or it's up there, but there's gonna be a card up there that will take you to that video, and I show you exactly how I go through and deep condition my curls in the shower, and my like tips to that. So you guys can watch that later, or you can just go pop over there right now and then come back to this one. Number 3, check. Okay, so number 4 is about toning. What happens when you go blonde right off the bat and over time is that your curls are going, and your hair in general, are just going to want to take on kind of a yellow brassier tone, which personally is not ideal. I do not like that tone. Most people do not like that tone. So we want to counteract that with a toning shampoo or a toning treatment, toning deep conditioner, whatever it may be. You want to counteract that. Normally that means it's going to have a violet or a kind of blue undertone in the product to help counteract that. I think blue is the opposite of orange and purple is the opposite of yellow, which makes sense with these products. So no yellow, this has a violet undertone, y'all, and it is not an undertone. My shower, when I use either of these, literally looks like I kill a Smurf. I have murdered a Smurf in my shower. Like, that's not a joke. Also, I have white carpet, and I have these in here. I took them out of my shower, and I'm double checking to make sure that these caps are closed right now, because if I drop these on my white carpet, I will die a little bit inside, because these are very potent. So number 1, I use the No Yellow, if you guys can see that. This is their free No Yellow, which means it is their vegan option. This is also curly girl friendly. The only thing is it does have one ingredient in here that is technically a harsher washing agent. I'm going to put it up here because I cannot pronounce it. But overall, it is still a CG friendly option. They have this in a non-vegan option. That one is not CG friendly. So this would be my recommendation. It's a little bit more expensive, but again, it's going to be better for your curls. Per usual, curly girl, expensive. This is free of sulfates, silicones, and parabens. It is 100% vegan. Highly, highly recommend. And it is one of the more potent shampoos, and they also have a mask, which, hold on, I'll show you the mask. So this is basically, they have it in the No Yellow and the No Orange, but this is basically what it looks like. It has a little pump on the top, and this is their 350 milliliter or 11.83 fluid ounces. So this is just their normal size, and honestly, I think it'll last you a long time. I normally use these let's see here, probably every other wash, because I don't think I necessarily need to use them every single wash. I don't feel like my hair is at a brassy enough or yellow enough point to need to do that. So I kind of go every other. So I would say that's normally for me about 2 times a month. Let's talk about the difference between what no yellow and no orange is going to do for you, okay? So no yellow, like I was saying before, no yellow is basically going to give you a really cool gray, almost violet tone to your hair. I used the no yellow last time when I was washing, which was yesterday, and I do see like it kind of brings your blonde down a notch. So keep that in mind. If you're really looking for a super bright blonde, you're probably going to want to go for no orange. If you're looking for something that has that kind of like grayed down violet hue, then use no yellow. The beautiful thing is it's really not permanent, so they sell them in like multi-packs, so you can actually try both. You can just purchase the multi-pack and see which one you like most, and you can go back and forth. Personally, that's what I do. I go back and forth just depending on how I'm feeling that day. But they are phenomenal products. I could not recommend them more. They're the best toning products that I have found on the market for myself to tone at home. Now, before I give away number 5 to you guys, I want you guys to do something for me. Go down there and hit that subscribe button below this video. It means the world to me that you guys are here, and if you're enjoying this content, I want you to be around for more content, and I want you guys to see what I have for my weekly tips, because I am working on doing weekly videos for you guys on curl tips, lifestyle tips, beauty tips, things like that, that I'm hoping that you guys find a lot of value in. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up button too for me, okay? That'll get the video out here more so that we can help more curly girls and more blondies looking for these tips and tricks, okay? Number 5 is protein. So when we think about healthy hair, you have to have a nice balance of protein and moisture. That's kind of the overall essence. Now, some people get really in depth about balanced moisture and protein. We're not gonna get into that today, but overall, you just wanna think you want to make sure that you have extra moisture. You want to make sure that you have extra protein to help overall give your hair that health that you're looking for, that would basically be restoring it back to its natural state like we talked about earlier, okay? So protein is one of those really key ingredients to healthy hair follicles. So with protein, I find, and I'm going to share with you guys one of my favorite protein-rich products. So one of my favorite products is the Diva Curl Deep Sea Repair. This is a deep conditioner, but it is a protein-based deep conditioner. It's called Deep Sea Repair Seaweed Strengthening Mask, okay? So with this strengthening mask, and I'm just gonna actually read this for you guys on the back here. Let me find it. Okay, the reviving formula made with restorative seaweed, a strengthening blend of rice, soy, and wheat proteins, and moisturizing sea lavender transforms damaged hair. The creamy formula leaves all curl types looking healthy, bouncy, and incredibly defined, which I can concur. I do agree with what they said on the back, because this is also one of the ones that I've been using for a couple years. It works incredibly. I notice the difference when I use it. Personally, I haven't tried actually a lot of other strengthening like deep conditioners like that, because this one's so good. I haven't really felt like I needed to. I'm sure there's some other good ones out there, and if you have some other good ones, let me know. I'd love to hear about them. But for right now, this has been my go-to, and I have it in the big guns, okay? Like the big pump bottle. This is like what they have at the salon. And this has lasted me, I would say, I think like the pump thing like goes up as it's running out, and I think it's like to about like right here right now, so it's like probably got about 1/3 left in here, and I've had this for probably almost a year, because I do go back and forth. I would say I go back and forth each wash day between a deep conditioner, like a deep moisturizing conditioner, and then a deep conditioner that is more protein based like this. So I go about every 4th, and that helps keep my hair pretty balanced overall. So basically what a protein is going to do for your hair is actually made up of proteins. So if you've taken those proteins out when you are bleaching your curls, we want to bring those back in with a product like this. And so basically what that's going to do is repairing that follicle and strengthening that follicle so that we can bring it back to its natural habitat, right? So that's pretty much what that's going to do for you. You want to try to have a nice balance. Don't hurt yourself over trying to figure out what that balance is. Just listen to your curls. Notice that if they are looking dry, you probably need some more moisture. If they are looking really frizzy and they're looking like they're kind of limp, they probably need a little bit of protein, probably some bonding treatments. Just overall try to just keep a general routine of these products and rotating them in and out. That's what it's gonna take, okay? It takes some extra TLC to make the curls pop. Okay, so that is what I have found. I hope these tips help you guys. Let me know your thoughts. Which one are you excited most to try? Were there any products that you're like, ooh, I definitely want to try that? Tell me in the comments below. I'd love to hear. And as I stated before, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you are notified every single time that I upload a new video. And that is it, guys. Until next week, I'll catch you later. Bye.